Called Hadija.
Hadija, happy birthday to you. Okay, but you said you had a plan, but?
The plan is still on. The plan is still on.
Yeah, okay, good. Well enough. Maureen, if you win the money tonight, what is the plan?
Why? But I wanted to eat it. But, yeah.
You wanted to eat it, but?
Things have happened.
What has happened, Maureen? You should have faith. This game can surprise you. Have faith. Eric, if you win the money tonight, what is the plan?
Come back for more.
Come back for more. That is the right attitude. Well, players, it's time to find out who is walking away with the money. But before I do, I want to tell all of you that whoever plays Who Wants to Make Money doesn't go away empty-handed. All of you have won a ticket to go and watch your favorite movie at Century Cinema. Yes! Well, it is time. The player who has won $250,000 Ugandan shillings tonight with 190 points is Gift, congratulations! You have just won $250,000 Ugandan shillings. What could be the strategy that you used to win this money?
Being faster in answering.
Playing fast and
smart.
And smart. Well, Irishad, Maureen, Eric, thank you so much for playing the game tonight. And you know, there is always a second chance to come back and play and probably walk away with the cash prize, all right? Thank you so much. But right about now, Gift, come on and I give you your money. Gift, the winner of 250,000 Ugandan shillings. You could be the winner next time. All you have to do is to scan the QR code on your screen and you could be here in studio playing for $250,000 Ugandan shillings. From the team and I, the Jobless Corner, NTV, my name is Idris Madusegawa and catch you next time right about here, 8:30 Friday, always. Goodbye.
Ntv, turning on your world.
Accidents, they never warn you. 1 minute you're fine, the next, bam! And in those stressful moments, the last thing you need is piles of paperwork and confusing forms. Big stack, tiny patience. You'll sweat more than a border rider in traffic. That's why you need Gold Star Insurance. With our claims app, making a claim has never been easier. Just open the app, tap, make a claim, and you're done. Simple, fast, no stress, no kuyiriba. Why struggle with outdated paperwork when you can handle everything right from your phone? Gold Star Insurance makes it easy. Tap it, click it, claim it. Download the Gold Star Claims app today and make claims simple anytime, anywhere. Gold Star Insurance is regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Across Tilenga's host communities, families are accessing transformative opportunities. Youth are gaining practical skills that lead to employment. Farmers are getting improved yields and stepping into profitable value chains. Local businesses are joining supply networks once considered beyond reach. Women are accessing programs that open new opportunities and strengthen their voices and well-being. families are benefiting from improved infrastructure that makes access to essential services easier, faster, and more affordable. Communities are shaping decisions, ensuring development reflects their needs. This is progress you can see, feel, and live every day. It is real shared value, where communities do not simply live near development, but experience it in their lives. And it's about growing together and building a future rooted in sustainable development.
Beautiful, soft care pads. So fit, so right.
Kampala Nile Resort, a world customized for your business needs. Our modern conference facilities mounted with LED screens and PA systems offer a visualized presentation experience. Our fitness centers, relaxation areas, and green spaces are ideal for corporate company events, retreats, and team building activities. Book with us today. Kampala Nile Resort.
NTV, turning on your world.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTV Weekend Edition. Now tonight, in a remarkable story, Yunus Lubega, now a graduate after 10 years, takes us through his journey of resilience, setbacks and unwavering determination that has culminated in his graduation with a Bachelor of Architecture from Makerere University. Now details of this story and more in tonight's newscast, but first, here are the headlines.
NTV Weekend Edition, brought to you by
DFCU, going further together.
Tonight, Muhammad Sebufu, the former proprietor of Pine Car Bond in Kampala, who was in 2019 convicted for killing businesswoman Dora Betty Katshabi, has been released following a presidential pardon. Under the new Kampala City Transport Regulatory Plan,
it is recommended that the border stage should have not more than 30 people.
A top official of KCCA outlines their grand plan to regulate the transport sector in the capital, with emphasis directed to manage over 150,000 border riders and thousands of commuter taxis. Also on NTV Weekend Edition.
I pronounce my candidature
Florence Akiki Asimwe, the Masindi District Woman MP, has joined the speakership race. She has asked the NRM Central Executive Committee not to impose unsuitable leaders on the members of Parliament. And after 10 years of toil, tears, regrets and frustration, Yunus Lubega has finally graduated from Makerere University with a Bachelor of Architecture degree.
You are watching Ntv Weekend Edition.
TFCU, going further together.
You are watching Ntv Weekend Edition.
Thank you for joining us once again. We are streaming live on our social media platforms and our website, ntv.co.ug. I'm Mildred Bedun with Maureen Nambalira on sign language. In our top story tonight, Mohammed Sebufu, the proprietor of Pine Car Bond in Kampala, who was in 2019 convicted for killing a businesswoman, Dora Betty Katshabe, has been released following a presidential pardon. Now, this has been confirmed by the Uganda Prison Service spokesperson, Fred Raine. Sebufu was convicted together with 5 other people for killing Katshabe. We do have more in this report.
In the afternoon, an ex-murder convict, Mohammed Sebufu, was freed from the walls of Luzira prison after serving for 11 years. Sebufu could hardly hide his joy. I am back to life. I will spend time with my children and people. The prison authorities confirmed his release on the prerogative of mercy.
Article 121, which gives the president as a fountain of honor powers to pardon prisoners, has pardoned a one Hajj Muhammad Sebufu.
I am overjoyed. I've grown and gained wealth under this government. I didn't need to tell the police to look after my vehicles, some of which were used during the campaigns. Sebufu was convicted and sentenced in 2019 alongside 6 others to 40 years in prison by the High Court judge, Angeline Senoga. They were found guilty of the 2015 murder of businesswoman Dora Betty Katshabe, whom they kidnapped from her home alongside Ntv Road, driving her to Pine Car Bond on Lumumba Avenue, where she was tortured to death. This was over 9 million shillings debt, which was the balance on a car purchase. However, the sentence was reduced to 18 years by the Court of Appeal, whose decision was upheld by the Supreme Court in 2025. Sebufu denies committing the crime. He accuses his business nemesis of the setup. They accused me baselessly of committing the crime. This was all about our fights over property. Godfrey Kaiza, Shabano Dutu, and Philip Midembe. The trio was handed a 16-year jail term. Jackson Onyango, NTV.
Thank you, Jackson, for starting us off. Now, in the next 2 weeks, Kampala Capital City Authority is set to regulate the transport sector in the capital, with emphasis directed to managing the border and taxi sectors. The development comes after the authority managed to implement trade order that saw street vendors evicted from some of the major streets, restoring order. Now, the KCC's Deputy Executive Director spoke exclusively to NTV's Daniel Kibet.
Kampala Capital City Authority, KCCA, is planning to intensify efforts to bring order to the city's chaotic transport sector. In an exclusive interview with NTV, KCCS Deputy Executive Director Benon Kigenyi noted that the authority will now shift its focus to regulating the motorcycle taxis, locally known as boda boda, and commuter taxi operations. This follows the successful enforcement of a recent trade order that cleared street vendors from major streets in the capital.
We are planning to, together with the Uganda Taxi Operators Federation and the Boda Boda management, to push back and reorganize the city to have our city transport flow enhanced. We have had previous meetings and engagements with these organizations to plan for our action. And we are finalizing.
Under the new Kampala City Transport Regulatory Plan, boda boda riders will be restricted to operating in gazetted stages.
There is a new phenomenon in the city called Lubyanza. People who keep swarming around and searching for customers who have grown over time. There are so many and untraceable, making it very difficult for us to manage those kinds of people. Our updated number of verified and geo-coded gazetted stages are 937. Of those, 166 are geo-coded and they have been approved on public land. 771 geo-coded are on private land. That is what makes the 937 boda boda stages. It is recommended that a boda boda stage should have not more than 30 people. And the 30 people are not there at the same time. Those are the people who work and utilize that point as their takeoff. They could work at night, they could work at different times. And we know that because they are continuously in motion, we do not envisage a pool of 30 riders in one place.
This means that nearly 28,000 boda boda riders will operate in the gazetted spaces across Kampala's 5 divisions. But there are more than 150,000 boda boda operators in Kampala, and it's not clear how the rest will be regulated. The move is intended to reduce congestion, curb criminality linked to unregulated operations, and improve road safety. Enforcement is expected to begin in 2 weeks' time. For taxis, the focus remains on eliminating illegal parking and operations outside designated areas.
Taxis are supposed to be in designated taxi parks, private or public. And taxis ideally should have route charts. And when you have a route chart, you have a point of departure from the designated taxi park to wherever you're going. If, however, you find your passenger wants to alight before the final destination, they may stop if there is a lay-by, what we call taxi stages, and they may drop that person there. They are not supposed to stop and actively call up passengers from that point. That is not their point of takeoff. That we can only allow in the taxis. We have noted that one particular taxi park was not very popular, the Osafi taxi park. But with the continuous engagement, we have advised, and they seem to see and believe that KCC is doing a good thing to help the people that are supposed to use that takeoff point to make sure they are there and are able to take off.
KCCA says the measures build on the recent eviction of vendors, which has arguably restored clearer pavements, streets and drainage in downtown Kampala.
We have got many reviews already about the trade order management that people did not have faith in that it could happen. We announced that in 14 days we would be taking action. And on the 20th of February, I'm very sure people woke up to a different Kampala. And we have held the ground since then. We are not going to simply speak about this matter. We want to take action.
Previous attempts by KCCA to regulate border borders and commuter taxis in Kampala have repeatedly failed, largely due to heavy political interference. This politicization, combined with the absence of viable mass public transport alternatives, has consistently undermined regulations aimed at reducing congestion, improving safety, and curbing crime in the sector. I asked KCCA's Deputy Executive Director how the new approach will be different.
The border borders were split up, and so were the taxis. So you speaking to one group, the other one would come up and they object. The advantage since then is that we're speaking to one management or governing structure for both them. Have faith in that it could happen. We announced that in 14 days we would be taking action. And on the 20th of February, I'm very sure people woke up to a different Kampala. And we have held the ground since then. We are not going to simply speak about this matter. We want to take action.
Previous attempts by KCCA to regulate border borders and commuter taxis in Kampala have repeatedly failed, largely due to heavy political interference. This politicization, combined with the absence of viable mass public transport alternatives, has consistently undermined regulations aimed at reducing congestion, improving safety, and curbing crime in the sector. I asked KCCA's Deputy Executive Director how the new approach will be different.
The border borders were split up, and so were the taxis. So you speaking to one group, the other one would come up and they object. The advantage since then is that we're speaking to one management or governing structure for both the border borders and the taxis. They see the reason why we need to move in this direction. Before coming to this, there have been efforts to sensitize and to remodel the paratransit sector. Some of them have been taken to places where there was a transport problem, particularly in Johannesburg, South Africa. And the border borders, about 300 of them have been to Dubai within a month period before. And they are appreciating the need to have an organized sector, one that empowers them, one that they can do and be proud of. So, yes, there'll be objections from people who are not doing the right thing the right way, but for those who wish to use this as their trade, as a springboard to get into a new life, this is the opportunity for them to preserve their industry.
Authorities insist the plan will create a safer and more efficient city for residents and businesses. This is the latest step in Kampala's push to modernize urban mobility and trade. Daniel Kibet, NTV.
Well, you heard the officials. Now, would like to hear what you have to say on KCCA's grand plan to modernize urban mobility and trade. Once again, share your thoughts on KCCA's grand plan to modernize urban mobility and trade. Now, head over to our social media platforms, Ntv Uganda on Facebook and X, and leave us your comment. We shall be reading it out a bit later on. For now, we do continue with NTV Weekend Edition, where the Masindi District Woman Member of Parliament, Florence Akiki Asimwe, has asked the National Resistance Movement Central Executive Committee to give MPs the opportunity to elect their preferred speaker rather than imposing someone they do not like to lead them in the 12th Parliament. Asimwe was speaking to reporters after she announced her candidacy for the post of Speaker of Parliament, and she intends to focus on promoting the tarnished image of Parliament both within and out of the country.
Florence Akiki Asimwe is the woman member of Parliament for Masindi District. After being elected in the recent polls for the second term, Asimwe has decided to join the speakership race.
I pronounce my candidature for speakership of Uganda Parliament, the 12th Parliament of Uganda.
Asimwe says she wants to become the Speaker of the 12th Parliament to restore the image of which she says has been tarnished to the extent that electorates no longer value parliamentarians.
The voters out there, they have no kind words for us. For us MPs, they hate us. They say we are greedy.
Visitors.
That you are eating your own fate. You are eating your own freedom.
Asimwe, who said this is not the first time she has stepped forward to contest for the Speaker's seat, has urged SEC to let MPs vote for their Speaker of their choice.
Even if I go to 5 votes, I don't mind. I'll say, okay, members of NRM caucus, I don't want me. I've got only 5 votes. The other one has 1. Yeah, we go with that one. So I pray that SEC leaves us to do the right thing, and we do the process, and we choose our own leader. Because a leader who is imposed on us is not a good leader.
Currently, the candidates for the speakership seat include incumbent Anita Mong, Laropeche MP Norbert Mao, Alinga South MP York Alion Audria, Bokon MP Pasis Namuganza, and Lydia Wanyoto, the Mbale State Woman MP-elect. Most of the candidates have dismissed talk that the SEC members endorsed their preferred candidates for the seat. Juma Kidia, NTV.
Thank you, Joma. Now, in a remarkable story of perseverance and determination, Yunus Lubega has finally graduated from Makerere University with a Bachelor of Architecture 10 years after being admitted to the institution of higher learning. His woes started in 2022 when Lubega, along with 7 other students, were suspended from Makerere University following a clash between students of Mitchell and university halls.
Even if I go to 5 votes, I don't mind. I'll say, okay, members of NRM caucus, I don't want me. I've got only 5 votes. The other one has 1. Yeah, we go with that one. So I pray that SEC leaves us to do the right thing, and we do the process, and we choose our own leader. Because a leader who is imposed on us is not a good leader.
Currently, the candidates for the speakership seat include incumbent Anita Mong, Laropeche MP Norbert Mao, Alinga South MP York Alion Audria, Bokon MP Pasis Namuganza, and Lydia Wanyoto, the Mbale State Woman MP-elect. Most of the candidates have dismissed talk that the SEC members endorsed their preferred candidates for the seat. Juma Kidia, NTV.
Thank you, Joma.
And actually, I had no plans of that's the truth.
According to him, when he joined, his parents were facing financial challenges, and he joined campus without full assurance to continue with his studies since he didn't have any sponsor.
I was admitted to the architecture course, but my parents had really some financial struggles, and they couldn't pay for me tuition. But I had hope, and then I learned about the student.
Pursue Bachelors of Architecture, a full professional undergraduate program offered through the College of Engineering, Design, Art and Technology, commonly known as SEDAT, that takes 5 years to complete. Whereas he was optimistic to complete his course within the timeline, as certainty about life marred his study at Makerere University.
It has been an interesting journey to me. You know how you join university, dreaming of becoming an architect, getting done in 5 years. Well, I joined Makerere in 2016, and actually I had no plans of getting tuition. That's the truth.
According to him, when he joined, his parents were facing financial challenges, and he joined campus without full assurance to continue with his studies since he didn't have any sponsor.
I was admitted to the architecture course, but my parents had really some financial struggles, and they couldn't pay for me tuition. But I had hope, and then I learned about the students' loan scheme. That's when I applied for it, but they were to bring out the list later on when the semester had started.
Son of a builder,
I don't have problems, but it's not the case.
Whereas many attributed his long stay at Makerere University to the suspension he got in 2022, Lubega says his long stay at Makerere University was primarily due to the demanding nature of his course. In 2022, Lubega Yunus, along 7 others accused, were suspended from Makerere University following clash between students of Mitchell and University Hall and staging what the university termed as illegal roadblock.
People assume I've spent more years at the university because of suspensions, but that's not the case.
After taking a break, Lubega returned to Makerere University in 2023, determined to complete his degree. He repeated third year, passed the portfolio, and worked quietly to complete his studies. We asked, how did he manage to sustain himself for 10 years? Lubega says he did graphic works to raise money to pay himself.
And the other thing, I'm also a graphics designer, so politicians used to reach out to me for nice work.
Joined by his parents, Lubega was among the graduates who graduated today from Makerere University, a milestone he says is worth celebrating.
As an architecture graduate, I believe I've acquired enough knowledge and I believe design has an impact. It does to the built environment and the spaces we live in.
My study was about storytelling among the Bachiga of Uganda, changing form, applications, and performance contexts.
This master's degree will empower me with knowledge on how to identify conflicts, how to prevent them, and how to resolve them.
So I live here to go back in the newsroom. I would want to use
pensions, but that's not the case.
After taking a break, Lubega returned to Makerere University in 2023, determined to complete his degree. He repeated third year, passed the portfolio, and worked quietly to complete his studies. We asked, how did he manage to sustain himself for 10 years? Lubega says he did graphic works to raise money to pay himself.
And the other thing, I'm also a graphics designer, so politicians used to reach out to me for nice work.
Joined by his parents, Lubega was among the graduates who graduated today from Makerere University, a milestone he says is worth celebrating.
As an architecture graduate, I believe I've acquired enough knowledge and I believe design has an impact. It does to the built environment and the spaces we live in.
My study was about storytelling among the Bachiga of Uganda, changing form, applications, and performance contexts.
This master's degree will empower me with knowledge on how to identify conflicts, how to prevent them, and how to resolve them.
So I live here to go back in the newsroom. I would want to use this skill to improve on how to communicate.
Rashul Adid, NTV News.
Well, the sky can only be the limit for Yunus. We congratulate him and wish him the very best in his next chapter. Well, leaders at the National Youth Council have asked government to increase financial support allocated to youth development programs, urging that the current funding is insufficient to address the growing needs of young people across the country. Speaking during a meeting at the council's headquarters, youth leaders led by the Youth Member of Parliament, Mercy Kanyesije, urged government to raise the annual budget from the current 4 billion shillings to at least 10 billion shillings.
Youth leaders say they face logistical hurdles to reach out to young people across the country.
Especially the chairpersons, in the task of going around various parishes, various villages to see that government programs are being implemented, are incapacitated in terms of movement, mobility. They do not have motorcycles. Motorcycles were given about 15 or so years ago. They're scrapload. So we need to push together to see that motorcycles are gotten for our youth council chairpersons.
MP Masich Kanyesige also stressed the importance of monitoring government programs, especially the parish development model. She said effective oversight requires adequate funding and capacity, which youth leaders currently lack.
And we believe that after getting the budget increment, we shall be able to do effective monitoring of government programs across the entire country using the National Youth Council structures, that is the youth leaders in different districts, in Madiokoro, in Iriantonde, in Jumani, in Karenga, in Karamoja.
She says that many developed countries have established dedicated youth banks to financially empower young people and urged government to consider adopting a similar approach.
In other countries, like in Burundi, there is the youth bank. So one of the first things she will do is to champion for the putting up of the youth startup bill.
As in the previous leadership of the National Youth Council. But I'm aware, yes, we have 30%. We have the 30% for the young people to benefit from the PDM. But our finding, most of the young people do not get actually what is entitled for them.
Youth representatives from various regions also outlined additional expectations for the current term, expressing optimism that increased support would significantly improve youth livelihoods.
Now, in our Lent moment today, Father Joseph John Baptist Senkali, the Assistant Judicial Vicar, Kampala Archdiocese, and also the Assistant Parish Priest of St. Charles Lwanga Catholic Church Mutundwe, shares why the 40 days in this season are important.
I would like to welcome you on this program today in a special way as we address the season of Lent. I would say 40, the number itself 40, is symbolic in the Bible. Maybe I will even get the actual excerpts for you. The Lenten period itself is more of, the number itself 40 is not by mistake, because someone would wonder, why do they have to do 40? Why not do 20? Why not do 30? But 40. But that's more of a symbolic thing from the Bible. And I would say that number signifies like 4 things. 40 days is a symbolic number in the Bible to represent moments of trial, tests, penance, and renewal. So when you go back to the Bible, when all those...
Now, in our Lent moment today, Father Joseph John Baptist Senkali, the Assistant Judicial Vicar, Kampala Archdiocese, and also the Assistant Parish Priest of St. Charles Lwanga Catholic Church Mutundwe, shares why the 40 days in this season are important.
I would like to welcome you on this program today in a special way as we address the season of Lent. I would say 40, the number itself 40, is symbolic in the Bible. Maybe I will even get the actual excerpts for you. The Lenten period itself is more of, the number itself 40 is not by mistake, because someone would wonder, why do they have to do 40? Why not do 20? Why not do 30? But 40. But that's more of a symbolic thing from the Bible. And I would say that number signifies like 4 things. 40 days is a symbolic number in the Bible to represent moments of trial, tests, penance, and renewal. So when you go back to the Bible, when all those things happen during those periods, we could have several periods. One of the periods I would mention is Genesis 7, verse 4, the 40 days Noah took before the floods. Then you can go to Exodus 2, 24, 18, 34, 20. The 40 days Moses spent on Mount Sinai, when he comes and he also fasts for 40 days. So our tradition as Christians now comes from the actual fasting of Christ, 40 nights and 40 days. So that's who we follow. So we, being Christ, that is our example, And he confirms the 40 days that were being used for purification in the Old Testament. So he confirms those 40 days in the New Testament. So we as Christians...
Banking has never been this easy. Bank Kumapesa with DFCU. Your phone is your bank. No queues, no forms, just banking. Anywhere, anytime. Here's how you get started. Step 1, dial *240#. Step 2, select language. Step 3, accept registration. Step 4, account terms and conditions. Step 5, enter account number. Step 6, enter NIN for Ugandan. Answer security.
The Uganda men's body.
Banking has never been this easy. Bank Kumapesa with DFCU. Your phone is your bank. No queues, no forms, just banking. Anywhere, anytime. Here's how you get started. Step 1, dial *240#. Step 2, select language. Step 3, accept registration. Step 4, account terms and conditions. Step 5, enter account number. Step 6, enter NIN for Ugandans or passport number for international. Step 7, answer security question. Now, dial *240# anytime to pay bills, buy airtime, send money, load floats, manage cards, and even grab a loan of up to 5 million shillings. Welcome to DFCU Bank Kumapesa. Real banking convenience on your Mapesa phone.
DFCU, going further together.
Mothers of Africa.
Mama, will I ever be the best daughter in Uganda?
Well, you've got to be like a geisha bar. Staying strong and go on so far. Never give up till you reach your goal.
Okay, Mama. I'll be strong and go so far. Lasting long like this geisha bar.
Penetrates deep to reach the toughest stains for unbeatable stain removal.
Weekend yetu sina yeto inagafumba. You got Glovo. Oinacheweta kamukatale tofayo. You got Glovo. If you're having a celebration, you got Glovo. You can order what you want. You can get. Download the app, order with Glovo, track it minute by minute until you receive it in minutes.
olusinethaga akawa kankuma nga ndi mukakamu akasigaza nga ndi mpya mu kugumu kuliranga kamulembe okuyingira mu kiro akawangala okusinga okuwoowo webbeeyi. New Downy Lavender Calm, Sunrise Fresh and Sweet Elegance okudda obujja obuleetera omuntu okwekkiririzaamu.
Get the new Always #1 Skin Hygiene Protection, giving you a heavy flow 3 times better protection. Available in stores near you now at 2,500 shillings.
Sometimes dirt can give us something back. That's why I use new Omo. With naturally derived stain removers, it penetrates deep to reach the toughest stains for unbeatable stain removal.
You will always know when you're in the presence of the finest. There's just something different, something unspoken, something intense, an allure so bold, a quest so rich. It's like time slows down, just enough for you to feel everything in full flavor.
Tusker Malt Lager, 100% malt, now in a distinctive new look.
You are watching NTV Weekend Edition.
Welcome back. Glad to know you're still with us. You are watching NTV Weekend Edition. Now, some primary school head teachers under Kampala Capital City Authority have revealed that self-styled investors are threatening to grab public school land, with some KCC officials allegedly being assaulted over the same. They have made the revelation while meeting the Minister of State for Primary Education, Joyce Moriku Kaduchu, in Kampala. The concern is among several others raised to include welfare.
And it saddens me to see our honorable ministers keeping quiet about this. Founded schools, we have a challenge with foundation bodies of those schools. The great
developers who are reporting
that schools that are not benefiting anything from those schools.
More after the land on which it was constructed was taken.
You talk to them, perhaps you pay them. I don't know if it's possible. So that may be.
And the Minister of State for Primary Education at Nakasero Primary School, Kampala head teachers voiced their concern over people who target school land.
Our schools are going thanks to these investors that you people tend to fear. They tend to be Gambanogu. They are above everyone. There is a one developer has encouraged our school, Honorable Minister, this issue to Shirawangesho, but we all know this is how most of our schools have gone. Encroachment of schools has become a menace in Kampala district. And it saddens me to see our honorable ministers keeping quiet about this. Founded schools, we have a challenge with foundation bodies of those schools. The great-grandchildren of those people who gave out land are now in our schools fighting that schools that are not benefiting anything from those schools. How I wish the ministry engages those people. You talk to them, perhaps you pay them. I don't know if it's possible. So that may be. Because if you look at most of the Muslim schools, they're almost having the same challenges.
The minister has asked government agencies to ensure that such public school land is protected.
People are grabbing our land. These people call themselves investors. Please, these are prime school land. They want to encroach the land, they want to grab the land, they want to toilets are waterborne.
Dr. Charles Magnot, the KCCA Director Education and Social Services, revealed that 80% of teachers in public schools lack.
So that is the discussion, and I call upon all well-wishers, all of us in government, just like this one, and you have to sleep very far from here, and you're expected to be here on time. That is not easy. But as of now, these are too many things within the shortest period of time. For us as ministry to take it all at a go, it is something that I cannot say is possible. But I am hopeful that as we move with the new projects that is coming, hopeful that we will get opportunity to factor in some of this accommodation for the teachers.
Kaduchu has meanwhile warned teachers who automatically promote pupils to the next class regardless of their performance.
The objectives are clear. You promote a child to the next level on merit. When a child cannot pass, has not passed to go to the next level, even if has outgrown the age for that class, the best you can offer for that child is to counsel the parent, counsel the child, and allow the child to repeat the class.
Juliet Naloga, NTV.
Prime Minister.
Now, the National Citizenship and Immigration Control under the Ministry of Internal Affairs has underscored the importance of peace and stability on Lake Victoria as a key driver of regional prosperity. Now, this comes at a time when Lake Victoria, a lifeline for millions across East Africa, continues to grapple with persistent challenges, including smuggling, human trafficking, and illicit trade. Authorities say these crimes not only undermine regional security, but also threaten community safety and livelihoods. Now, in response, the International Organization for Migration, with funding from the United States government, is implementing the Countering Transnational Organized Crime on Lake Victoria project
to the next class regardless of their performance.
The objectives are clear. You promote a child to the next level on merit. When a child has not passed, to go to the next level, even if has outgrown the age for that class, the best you can offer for that child is to counsel the parent, counsel the child, and allow the child to repeat the class.
Juliet Naloga, NTV.
Prime Minister.
Now, the National Citizenship and Immigration Control under the Ministry of Internal Affairs has underscored the importance of peace and stability on Lake Victoria as a key driver of regional prosperity. Now, this comes at a time when Lake Victoria, a lifeline for millions across East Africa, continues to grapple with persistent challenges, including smuggling, human trafficking, and illicit trade. Authorities say these crimes not only undermine regional security, but also threaten community safety and livelihoods. Now, in response, the International Organization for Migration, with funding from the United States government, is implementing the Countering Transnational Organized Crime on Lake Victoria project in partnership with the governments of Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. We do have more in this report.
The Lake Victoria Basin Commission, based in Kisumu, Kenya, recently conducted a water sampling on Lake Victoria to assess pollution levels. The assessment was conducted and the color of the water in some sections of the lake turned green, was stinking.
We will have an informed decision to take to solve the problem that we are seeing in the lake in terms of the pollution.
The Minister of Agriculture acknowledges that some of the pesticide guidelines have partly contributed to the problem. If they want solutions to the problem.
Flood risk management is an issue in many cities, including Kampala City, and it has to be addressed very urgently on one side. On the other side, timely also in leveraging digital innovation, advances in AI, as observation, also utilize remote sensing, for example.
So within the Kampala Capital City Authority area, the main stakeholder is the capital city authorities. They are the ones responsible for planning. But the plan has to address issues of water, issues of environment, issues of also the people's livelihoods. So we work together to address these challenges. As you mentioned, agriculture uses water. They even pollute the water.
So the review comes at a time when the East African community has yet to hold a formal meeting with the partner states to discuss the issue.
To come up with the validated document that all East African community member states will be using while assessing risks associated with each molecule that we release on our respective markets.
Officials at the International Water Management Institute and the Ministry of Water and Environment are also concerned that most pollution in the lake originates from Kampala City. They want solutions to the problem.
Flood risk management is an issue in many cities, including Kampala City, and it has to be addressed very urgently on one side. On the other side, timely also in leveraging digital innovation, advances in AI, as observation, also utilize remote sensing, for example.
So within the Kampala Capital City Authority area, the main stakeholder is the capital city authorities. They are the ones responsible for planning. But the plan has to address issues of water, issues of environment, issues of also the people's livelihoods. So we work together to address these challenges. As you mentioned, agriculture uses water. They even pollute the water. So we come together to ensure that even as we do agriculture, we don't pollute the water, because then we end up killing the people. Again, water, if it is polluted, affects health. So we work with Ministry of Health, education. If there's no water, or we don't have sanitation facilities, the children will not go to school. So that's why we are talking about an integrated approach to managing and developing water. So in Uganda, we are employing that approach, that everybody is a stakeholder.
Water remains a key driver of industrialization, but is vulnerable to pollution if not well protected. Kamana Ivan Walnyolo, NTV, in Ntv.
Now, in the Ramadan moment, Muhammad Abdweli shares insights on what a Muslim
only for God. Prophet Muhammad says that God said that as-siyamu li, that fasting is mine, and I am the one who gives or rewards for fasting. So let's fast for Allah and let our intention be clear.
We now stop for another break. When we return, we'll be...
One is elevated while the other remains unchanged. The difference lies in intention. Intention turns habit into worship. It's not just a habit that we fast. This is worship. Hunger is devotion. It's not just hunger. And routine, it turns it into meaning. So when the heart whispers, I am fasting for Allah, every moment becomes sacred in Ramadan. Every moment becomes a time for Allah, for our Creator. Prophet Muhammad says, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Actions are judged by intentions. We have to have clear intentions that we are fasting for Allah, and it's only for God. Prophet Muhammad says that God said that as-siyamu li, that fasting is mine, and I am the one who gives or rewards for fasting. So let's fast for Allah and let our intention be clear.
We now stop for another break. When we return, we'll be hearing from the world of business. Stay with us.
You've read the headlines. Girls dropping out of school, lost futures. But what if we could turn all that into a story only they could tell? Action! These are girls supported by the European Union. This project helps keep them in school. It's giving them the foundations they need to change their world.
Together, Tukola, built by Ugandans, backed by the European Union. Your ideal pregnancy skincare solution. Apply twice daily from the first trimester. Clinically proven results. Improve uneven skin tone. Prevent stretch marks. Relieve itchy dry skin. Reduce the appearance of C-section scars. Discover the high oil specialist skincare for scars and stretch marks. Bio Oil. Skincare oil.
This is my brother Miracle. Even his rivals love him.
What has magical skills? Has 2 3, yes!
He brings the games to life. My brother might be blind, but for him, football is not just about what we see. He's charging towards the middle, he's running, and he's but what we feel.
We do start off with Uganda's annual inflation rate that fell to 2.9% in February, down from 3.2% in January. Yet, the Uganda Bureau of Statistics reports higher prices across key essentials from fuel and energy to food and household utilities. The Bureau attributes the rising prices on imported inflation due to global dynamics and seasonal factors, including elections and the back-to-school period.
Although inflation remains below the central bank's target, several factors are contributing to the rise in prices of liquid energy fuels and solid fuels.
Some of these items that we get from across the border, it could be
an impact of imported what? Inflation. Where they are getting this fuel. Once prices go up here, they will also increase prices down here. Then we have issue. They are elastic upwards.
Several factors have influenced prices, ranging from imported inflation to various characteristics of consumers. Uganda's policy structure indicates that the country operates under a free market economy where prices are determined by the forces of supply and demand without any government intervention. Rachel Nabisubi for NTV.
All right, Uganda's appeal goes beyond gorillas, the Nile and sweeping savannas. It's also about how visitors travel, where they stay and what they experience along the way. Yet, gaps in infrastructure mean Kenya and Tanzania still lead in retaining tourists. Now, it's a reason why Juliana Kagwa, the Executive Director, Uganda Tourism Board, is calling for improvements.
With more concessionaires coming on board, the industry is set to generate even greater revenue while striking a balance between conservation and economic development, allowing for commercial activities like accommodation and food services within Uganda's most treasured natural areas.
When the tourists are going to make a decision where to visit, there are some things they tick off: security, food, and of course accommodation. Therefore, having good and appropriate accommodation in our national parks, which is also affordable, is critical, so that we can be able to take care of the average Ugandan, the medium Ugandan, and the upper end Ugandan, but also the tourists from outside the country.
The nature of infrastructure needs more support from government. This not only gives tourists comfort, but also encourages them to stay in the country longer. Uganda's tourist attractions alone are not enough to boost the sector. These additive factors such as infrastructure and accommodation benefit the sector greatly and boost revenue generation.
Tourists or travelers have moved away from sightseeing. They are about immersion, so they are looking for a 360-degree experience. So if the road is bad, that is already taken away from whatever we're going to deliver at Ajay or in Queen Elizabeth.
Every road built to a national park, every lodge constructed near a game reserve, and every restaurant opened along a tourist corridor is an investment that pays dividends in revenue, in jobs, and in Uganda's reputation as a destination worth returning to. As government, private concessionaires, and tourism bodies align their efforts, the Pearl of Africa is not just open for visitors, it is open for business.
Now, still in business, Uganda has concluded its tourism roadshows across the Benelux region, targeting high-value European travelers under its economic and commercial diplomacy agenda. Uganda's ambassador to the European Union, Mirjam Blacksoul, says tourism remains central to Uganda's economic transformation, driving foreign exchange earnings, job and inclusive growth. Meanwhile, Juliana Kagwa, the Chief Executive Officer of the Uganda Tourism Board, says that coordinated roadshows are designed to boost Uganda's visibility in priority European markets and translate engagement into tangible commercial partnerships.
Traditional dancers and dancers stole the show as the Uganda Tourism Board Chief Executive Officer wrapped events highlighting Uganda's attractions from north, east, west and south.
In Uganda, we talk about the big seven. So again, what I've said, value like no other. If you're flying to Africa, just fly to the first stop, one stop, and then maybe think about the rest. Because we've got the lions, we've got the big cats, we've got the lions, we've got the leopards, we've got the elephant, we've got the rhinoceros, we've got the buffalo, and those are just the big five. Then add on the chimpanzees and the gorillas, that if not, he will show you.
Anchored by Uganda's EU envoy, it's all part of Uganda's economic diplomacy push.
And Luxembourg is our first target. That's where we are now. Luxembourg
is the richest city in the whole of Europe, and I even believe the whole world. And it's only 500,000 citizens here. But so it's a small but very niche market that we need to explore and develop. So with all the tour operators here, we expect about 50 people from Luxembourg who have been invited by our consultants, and we are working together in order to achieve all that.
Perfect timing. Benelux travelers crave sustainable nature adventure. Private sector rapes pitched directly to buyers to spike arrivals.
You know that people from Netherlands are good runners, so we have very good marathons. Come for the marathon and also participate in the other experiences that we have to offer. You know that people from Netherlands are very good in agriculture. We are an agrarian economy, so come. Teach us more about how you do agriculture best, but also learn and see how we do it back home.
The beat is set. Now Europe is ready to discover the Pearl of Africa. Malcolm Sime, NTV Weekend Edition.
Tusker Premium Cider. Crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion.
Tony Magomu yawangu the school fees mwaka mulamba wishtegeza kwecho 1 year of school fees. What is the school?
Viva College School.
When I received the call, it took me a moment to believe the story. I said I could wait until today.
Yes.
When I received the second call is when I believed. But I think I was lucky.
Oh.
Sure. Can we talk to the student? How do you feel? Oh, you know, Tia?
Yeah, I feel blessed.
Star 165 star 80 hash.
Yes.
Is the magic code. Enter the student's number. So start right now. And you could be a winner.
On to sport, we start off with basketball, where the Uganda men's basketball team, the Silverbacks, lost to Angola by 90 to 68 points in the opening fixture of the FIBA 2027 World Cup African qualifiers in Alexandria, Egypt. Now the Silverbacks will play their next game against Mali tomorrow before they take on hosts Egypt to complete their Group D fixtures.
Star 80 hash is the magic code. Enter the student's number. So start right now. And you could be a winner.
On to sport, we start off with basketball, where the Uganda men's basketball team, the Silverbacks, lost to Angola by 90 to 68 points in the opening fixture of the FIBA 2027 World Cup African qualifiers in Alexandria, Egypt. Now the Silverbacks will play their next game against Mali tomorrow before they take on hosts Egypt to complete their Group D fixtures.
Welcome to Alexandria, Egypt, the opening game here of Group D. Well, it's going to be
we made a lot of turnovers. At the end of the game, you know, they scored 40 points off our turnovers. So we have to take care of the ball as a team. So it's just going to be a responsibility of the guys.
At the start of the game,
I think mostly going to the next.
Of participants across the country expected to turn up in their respective cities to contribute to the $6 billion.
I'll watch the film and get better and see where we made mistakes. come back to the team. We started slow, but started going into the game. There's a lot of positives from the game, and we have to learn from this. They really press our guards. We made a lot of turnovers. At the end of the game, they scored 40 points off our turnovers. So we have to take care of the ball as a team. So that's going to be a responsibility of the guards, doing that. So everyone has to come in and see how we can, just take care of the ball a little bit better.
They look.
Still in sport, the date for this year's Rotary Cancer Run has been set on 30th August, with thousands of participants across the country expected to turn up in their respective cities to contribute to the 6 billion shillings target needed for the completion of the cancer ward at Nsambia Hospital. Meanwhile, at the function at Nsambia Hospital to launch this year's run, the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, delivered the President's 3 billion shillings contribution to the cause.
And His Excellency the President, when I got this invitation, I informed him and told him we do have the Rotary Cancer Run and we are going to launch it. How much is our contribution, or how much is your contribution? As head of state, this gentleman is going to wire you from the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, 3 billion shillings.
This year we have a very exciting theme that comes from the local dialect, Wanga Muje, which simply means nations come forth. And we are calling upon all people of action, people of goodwill, to come and join us in this support, in this cause, to complete a one-stop radiotherapy center at Nsambia Hospital. This is a project that we started in the year 2016 that was slated to cost 14 billion Uganda shillings. I am happy to announce that we have so far collected 8 billion and we have finished 2 phases of the project. We are starting the 3rd phase. And
the favorite of the two sides having won all 3 of their last meetings. Pirates narrowly edged Heathens 33-31 in their league meeting last season, while the Boyogere side defeated Heathens 19-8 in December to lift the Uganda Cup. Heathens head coach Tolbert Onyango, however, believes his troops will secure maximum points come tomorrow.
Yeah, preps have been good. We obviously had a rocky start to the season. And, others going back to the drawing board and analyzing a few areas that we were lacking. And so hopefully we'll fix those things and we'll be able to put up a good show come tomorrow 4 o'clock.
Pirates will be in the hunt of a 4th straight win of the season, having won all their 3 league fixtures so far. They currently lead the standings with 13 points, 1 point more than Mongers in second.
They've gone on to pick up the required skills, and such a system has borne fruits, and now we are seeing the results of the system, and we hope to pitch up and measure up and put up a good show against them.
Heathens, on the other hand, are in 3rd place with 11 points, having won 2 games and lost 1 so far this season.
Early days, obviously this is sport and anything can happen. You win, you lose some. And we are at the right end of the table, so that's not too bad. There's quite a lot of work to be done from our end. I've got quite a new crop of players, so we're trying to gel together, get a playing structure organized.
Meanwhile, Onyango commended his old teammate Muhammad Athio, who was appointed as a new leader.
We'll be able to put up a good show come tomorrow 4 o'clock.
Pirates will be in the hunt of a 4th straight win of the season, having won all their 3 league fixtures so far. They currently lead the standings with 13 points, 1 point more than Mongers in second.
They've gone on to pick up the required skills, and such a system has borne fruits, and now we are seeing the results of the system. And, we hope to pitch up and measure up and put up a good show against them.
Heathens, on the other hand, are in third place with 11 points, having won 2 games and lost 1 so far this season.
Early days, obviously, this is sport and anything can happen. You win, you lose some. And we are at the right end of the table, so that's not too bad. There's quite a lot of work to be done from our end. I've got quite a new crop of players, so we're trying to gel together, get a playing structure organized.
Meanwhile, Onyango commended his old teammate Muhammad Athio, who was appointed as the new Lady Cranes rugby head coach. He is confident Athio will produce positive results.
I think he's one of the most experienced coaches. Going through this thing weekend in, weekend out, it's not, people take it for granted, but through every Saturday in, Saturday out, you get to pick up a couple of things that sometimes cannot be put in words, and that will count a lot when it comes to the national team levels.
In the other league fixtures tomorrow, Cobs entertain Rhinos at Legends, while Warriors and Victoria Sharks come head-to-head in Kira. Impis are on the road to Jinja to face Hippos, while Walukuba and Buffaloes play at the Abel Daira Stadium in Jinja. Noah Walakira, Ntv Sport.
To catch a repeat of the stories that just aired, feel free to visit our social media platforms, Ntv Uganda with the hashtag NTV News. I'm Mildred Bedun with Maureen Nambalira on sign language, wishing you a fantastic night.
Africa doesn't have time. We don't have time to waste.
We journeyed across Africa, unlocking minds, reshaping our future.
The opportunities that has opened up for me through education. Look at me, I'm an engineer now.
Young visionaries.
Is it just education to read books and memorize facts, or it's education to go into the world and create something?
Education stakeholders.
Our vision is to transform the continent.
If you're not educated, how do you see the changes as an opportunity?
Education is igniting Africa's resilience.
We have enough knowledge on the continent to be able to solve our problems.
Economic power.
It's about access to finance, access to markets, access to inputs.
Digital dominance.
We have to introduce technology early in our education program.
Et nous, Africains, il est temps que notre système éducatif nous ressemble.